Because they always tell you in LA, you need to make yourself unique. You need to find what makes you, you. Get tired of hearing that out here. What makes you unique? That's hard to find. Out of the 100 billion people who have ever lived on Earth, the 100 billion people who have ever lived on Earth, what could you do that no one else has done? Well, mine's a little weird. I'm the only person to perform stand-up comedy on all 7 continents. Thanks. It's a little random. I'm gonna tell you how I did it. North America was easy. I'm doing it again right now. Asia was easy because of that white guy who told me to go back to India. That was the gift that keeps on giving. And India was really cool, man. It was a really, really cool thing. I went over and did a tour called Make Chai Not War. And I'm Hindu. One of my best friends, Azhar Usman, is Muslim. And we were thinking, you know what, we agree on so much, right? We watch the same movies, we listen to the same music, we laugh at the same jokes, we agree on everything except for the final destination of our souls. But we're like, you know what, maybe what we could do for Hindus and Muslims, since there's so much conflict, we'll start a comedy tour. And we're like, if Hindus and Muslims can laugh together, maybe they can live together, and you see what a great job we did with that. Problem solved. The US government, you may or may not know this, the State Department actually has a program where they send American entertainers overseas to endear America to countries while we bomb their neighbors. Funny because it's true. And so the thing is, they'll send over jazz singers and comedians and artists, and it is really a cool thing. So the US State Department was like, get one more comedian. We got Hari Kondabolu out of New York, and so it came to pass. The US government sent 3 comedians to India. And they brought us back, by the way, because this was during Obama. Trump would have just left us there, I think. Got rid of 3 of them. These were big shows. We did 7 shows in 7 cities. It was crazy. We had an average attendance of about 1,500 to 2,000 Indians in these audiences. It was crazy. About 2,000 Indians. Well, although India is now the world's most populous country, so 1,500 Indians is like 300 Americans. Which also checks out weight-wise. We landed at the Bombay airport. Well, okay, let me canvass this for a second because we got quite a few people who may have been to India. Do you say Bombay or Mumbai? Round of applause if you say Bombay. Round of applause if you say Mumbai. Oh, okay, we got a younger crowd. That's what that means right there, all right? I remember I ate at a restaurant over in that city, and it had a sign. And the sign at this restaurant over there read, Mumbai is the location, Bombay is the emotion. Ooh, I like that. I'll roll with that. I like that, right? So we landed at the BOM airport. We go in, and there's so many people there, you never quite get used to it. There's a labor surplus because of the sheer number of humans. We land, we go in, and 8 people checked our passport. I don't even think 6 of them worked there. Some of them didn't have a stamp or a stand. It's like, passport de do, passport de do, passport de do. 8 times in a row. I'm like, that guy, I think he's an Uber driver. What is he doing with my passport? So we get in the car, and actually we find out very quickly that he's a Hindu driver. And you can tell that he's Hindu because he has a Ganpati on his dashboard. Not everybody's gonna know what a Ganpati is. A gun? No, that's Texas. A gun... Pati is a little statue of Lord Ganesh, one of our gods. And Lord Ganesh is the remover of obstacles. And yet the traffic. Is he asleep? What's happening? I find out that there's a group of people, API. This is a bunch of South Asian doctors, but they don't call it SAD, because they're happy. They make a lot of money. Make a lot of money. I think my doctor's here tonight. They make a lot of money, I'm telling you. What kind of medicine? Internal medicine. Isn't it all internal medicine? Unless you're a dermatologist, it's all internal medicine. And I remember saying something about how they make the least amount of money, sorry. But then I had a pediatrician come up to me, and she's like, actually, we make less money. I'm like, well, your patients are... They should make less. It's like operation. I mean, come on. But... I find out that this group, Oppie, is setting sail from South America to Antarctica. Boom. I'm hitching a ride with these fools. I'm gonna do it. I don't care if I'm pre-med for 2 years. I'm gonna sleep in the hold of the ship like Leo DiCaprio. I'm in. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I hitch a ride. I take my college roommate along with me, and we fly down to Buenos Aires. I've been in Buenos Aires for 45 minutes, and I realized I really screwed up by not being born Latino. So close. The laid-back vibe, the beautiful people, the delicious food, it was incredible. I do this bar gig, it goes really well. And by the way, how am I getting these bar gigs? It's because when you're a comedian, you're sort of in this society of comedians. Like, you can hook each other up with this stuff. And comedians can be totally racist. We don't care. We have no line. So I hit up every Mexican comedian I knew. I was like, do you know anyone in Venezuela? And then they gave me people in Argentina, and that was it. So, fly down there, do the gig, and it went, well enough that the crowd decides to take me out in Buenos Aires. I don't know if you've been there before, but it was incredible. I always thought Latinos were kidding when they said that they go really late. And everything starts late, goes late. I'm like, they're exaggerating. There's no way. Dinner at 11 p.m., bar at 12 a.m. We try to go to a club at 12:30. It's not open yet. This club opens at 1 a.m. We go for a drink, come back at 1:30. It's a line 50 people deep. We go inside. We dance till 5 in the morning. It's a Wednesday. So I have high hopes for tonight. Hungover, I board the ship for Antarctica. Okay, I get on the ship, I'm gonna do it. The reason my wife did not go on this trip is something called the Drake Passage. Anyone know what that is? The Drake Passage is the roughest seas in the world. It's 600 miles of water where ships can pitch up to 40 feet. My wife was like, no thanks. Rajiv already rocks my world hard enough. Hi, Mom. Hey, you got a son out of it. What do you want? Yes, Naveen. We'll get there. So to even imagine what that's like, 40 feet, are you kidding me? You have to go back to math class in the X, Y, and Z axes, okay? Because you are a point in space, and the ship is rocking back and forth. It is rolling side to side like Axl Rose. By the way, that's where rock and roll comes from. And it's also pitching up and down. So you are a point in space doing this, and the only way to make that even remotely bearable is drugs. They give you something called a scopolamine patch, okay? Scopolamine is a drug. You take it, and it is to cure seasickness. The side effect, I'm not making this up, is nausea. That'd be like if Viagra, the side effect is impotence. Like, are you kidding me? What's the point of that? Literally, like, what is the point of that? Crazy. So we put it on, and then you read the package, and it tells you it is a patch to be put on a non-hairy part of your body. You're ahead of me on this one. Yeah, we're South Asian. Where's it gonna go? Behind the ear it goes. And oh my gosh, scopolamine. Oh, I learned to love the Drake Passage more than, you better find your lovin', you better find your heart. That's a passage by Drake. My British accent's a little better. And we're sailing along with all these Indians who bring along their own chef. South Asians cannot be without our cuisine. I tell you, they put the tikka in Antarctica. I love a good pun. I'm a Punjabi. As we approach the continent, I begin to fret because it turns out they decide to tell us now, no company can promise you a continental landing. What? And they go, it's in the terms and conditions. I go, that's like a Droid or an iPhone. Who reads that stuff? You just scroll to the end and hit I agree. Are you kidding me? They go, no, because the ship goes in, and then because of the water, there's no landing docks. Antarctica's not a country, it's a landmass. So you have to wait for the water to smooth out, and it doesn't always do that. Luckily, our crew consisted mostly of Europeans. And if anybody can figure out how to invade a landmass, they got us onto the actual continent. I performed for some cruise mates and some penguins. It was a cold room. But this brown guy did all right in front of a black and white crowd. By the way, you're not allowed to approach the penguins. They have to come to you. It's like Bumble. And the penguins are very cute, but they're kind of aloof. They kind of don't care that you're there. Then again, anytime anyone desperately traveled thousands of miles to come see me, I kind of blew them off too. We come back through South America, and I miss Christmas with Hersha. I'm really sorry. But I did text her from South America saying, let me know if you want anything from Amazon. I'm on bottom of the world. I don't know what it says about me that I got my stand-up comedy on Antarctica before I got it on late night TV. But that's how I became the only person in history to perform stand-up comedy on all 7 continents. So I was telling you about how I moved from Cincinnati to LA. That whole thing was a tangent, because I'm a tangent. 2006. I moved to Los Angeles, and I am single. Because I'm a professional comedian. Ain't nobody dating you in this town. If you're broke, man, it's tough. In LA, dating is hard. You hear that all the time. And then people will tell you from other cities, like, dude, dating is hard everywhere. No, LA is a special kind of dating hell. And I'll tell you why. It's because everybody's selling and nobody is buying. There's a surplus of everything. You go to a party, everybody's looking for someone better to talk to. The guy right in front of you is like, subscribe to my newsletter, listen to my podcast, come to my show, and that's just me. I ended up getting really good at talking to women at bars. I spent a lot of time talking to women at bars, and all my male friends, all my man friends are always like, why are you always talking to women at bars? I go, because they're my height. The thing, all my guy friends are 6 feet tall. I got tired of doing this all the time. I wake up the next morning with a crick in my neck. And all these people are like, what, did you get some action last night? Did you go down on a girl? I'm like, no, I went up on a guy. I actually went on to date every race of woman, and I think that's important to do in America, because this is the United States. It's diverse, it's the home of McDonald's, Happy Meals, collect the whole set. Get out there and date, man. You could do that here because that is unique about America. It's true. There are over 200 countries. Most of them have no diverse cities at all. None. And some of them have one. France has Paris. Some of them have 2. Spain has Madrid and Barcelona. The United States has like 10 of them. LA and San Francisco and Miami and New York and Cincinnati, Ohio. Get out there and date, man. Sample, that's the thing. That's what you should do. Because I told a friend of mine that. I go, that is my pet peeve. I don't like areas of land that have all one kind of people. And he goes, so you hate countries? I'm like, that's right. I hate countries and I love mixed people. I love mixed people because they're so hot. It's true, right? And a friend of mine tried to get in on that recently. She goes, oh, I'm mixed. My mom's from Pakistan. My dad's from India. That's not mixed. That's just the British getting pissed off and dividing our country in parts. Can't use that to book more commercials. People are like, oh, my mom's from Vermont. My dad's from New Hampshire. I'm mixed. No, you're super white. That's not a thing. But some of my friends are very specific and very particular about the kind of women they say they date. They say they date only black women. They date only brown women. They date only white women. To me, ladies, you're all beautiful. I mean, the pretty ones. Well, some people say that's mean. I'm like, okay, first of all, I'm kidding. Second of all, I don't make the rules. No, I'm not a chauvinist, but when I go to strip clubs, I don't give the girls dollar bills. I toss them Susan B. Anthony coins for the irony. I actually met my wife on OkCupid. And she is from Austin, Texas. I was in Los Angeles, California. So people want to know, well, then how is that possible? How was she in Texas, you're in California? How'd you guys meet? Well, you might know that you can go into the settings. It's amazing how much my life is dictated by settings. And change the radius of people who are looking for you. It's true. Tip in case you need to know it. 5 miles, 25 miles, 250 miles, desperate. Mine was set to desperate. I was almost 40 and age is not just a number, all right? I was like, let's go. And I'm so proud to tell you that we brought our first child into the world. His name is Naveen. And in Hindi, that means new. So I guess we're gonna have to rename him every year. But it was the only name on which Harsha and I agreed. Because it's hard. Indian male names are hard. Indian male names are like penises. I really only like my own. So Naveen was born in Los Angeles. Well, he was reborn in Los Angeles. And he was born in the year 2021, which makes him a COVID baby. The great thing about having a COVID baby is you know it's yours. Although we had a lot of Amazon deliveries, so who knows? What can Brown do for you? Maybe we found out. I don't know. Because this was during the pandy. The peej, the pandy, I love my abbreviations. During the pandy, we did our birth classes online. And because we were in there with a bunch of other parents, we learned how stupid the questions are. And it makes you worry about the future of this country. Or the present, because these people are already here having kids. Okay? Somebody asked, they were like, look, this was during the pandemic, okay? So you were allowed only one visitor in the room. Everybody got it? One visitor in the room. It's during the pandemic. They have to be safe. It's California, all that stuff. One visitor in the room. So then people started asking, well, can anyone else come in? No, one person. It kind of helped us out because all 4 grandparents came to stay with us for a short Indian visit of 3 months. A friend of mine asked me, he goes, are you coming to the point where you're ready for them to leave? I'm like, no, don't say that. We're well past that point. 4 grandparents, 3 months, you do the math. I'm Indian, I'll do the math, okay? And the reason is, because I'm Indian, we can't ask them to leave. We're not white. Now my friend Rob, over in Indiana, he was like, his mother-in-law came to stay for a long white visit of 5 days. On Sunday, it snows. And she goes, maybe I'll fly out on Monday. He goes, you're leaving today. I don't care if I have to shovel the runway. You're going. Try saying that to an Indian mother-in-law and see how long you live. So it kind of helped me out because God forbid they'd allow 2 visitors in the room. Which grandparent was going to go? That was a reality show I did not want to watch. I'm going, I'm the dad, Amazon deliveries notwithstanding. And so I'm going in. And then people are mad. They're pissed off because their grandparents came to town and they want to come in. And so they type and they yell into the computer and they're just like, oh, well, does the doctor count as a visitor? No, the doctor doesn't count. She's at work. She's not just hanging out with us. Do the nurses count? Any nurses here? Any Filipinos or Malayalis? Okay. That's the thing, though. Like, no, of course, they're at work. So just be a smartass. I type in, does the baby count as a visitor? Could you imagine that? Naveen pops out. Sorry, buddy, you gotta go. One at a time. Oh my gosh. And then somebody asked a question that I will never get over as long as I live. This guy goes, when do we use the for? Like, what? When do we use the for? And we're as confused as you are right now. When do we use the for? And we finally catch up in the materials and we realize He means, when do we use the IV? Who defaults to Roman numerals? The guy who names the Super Bowls? Like, well, what are you doing? Eventually, we found out that Naveen's blood type is B positive, and as Asian parents, that's the last B plus we let him get. But in this day and age of modern technology, it was great seeing the child develop in the womb. That's a really cool thing, because of tech, you get to actually see the child develop. You see the little fingers, little toes, you see the head, you see that spine. And it's great when you see that spine, because you know he's not going to be a Republican. Oh, he sleeps a lot too, so he's like Joe Biden. Okay, all right, I could be bipartisan. I'll leave you with this. I do sometimes worry about the world in which Naveen will live. I don't know where he's going to get his information. I feel lost all the time. Where do you get your news? How do you find it? I'm ashamed to admit that I get it from the Brits. All right, from British news. I definitely read and watch British news, like the BBC, The Guardian, The Economist, because I told you, we believe anything in that accent. And the thing is, the reality of it is, I don't feel that bad going outside to find out what's going on inside, because it's like when my wife and I go to a party. We're standing around in a circle. You ever do this with your spouse, and a stranger asks your spouse a question? Somebody will ask my wife a question, and whatever my wife says is something I've never heard her say before. I'm like, is that what's going on with her? Who knew? I think the reality is Barack Obama wanted to believe that we live in a post-racial world, right? And the thing is, I listen to Obama a lot because he's half black and half white. I'm neither black nor white. We have that in common. But remember, he would always use that phrase, let me be clear. He'd say that all the time. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. And after all these years, I finally figured out what he meant. I think in this racial world, he's just tired of being a color. It's like, dear Lord, I don't want to be black. I don't want to be white. Let me be clear. And I got to clear out. You guys have been a lot of fun. Oh, my God.